evening. This is Primetime News on AYV Television and Video 101.7 FM. I am Alimati Judge. First, the headlines.
Justice Momoja Stevens misconduct of Paramount Chief of Dansugoya Chiefdom in Tonkolili District. Ministry of Gender and Children's Affairs raised grave concerns over the death of 3 girls in Cambia as a result of FGM.
A President Bill don't show a strong commitment for protect girl, beginning and women rights that is country.
And President Bill delivers message of peace to hundreds of Muslims.
Platform for religious discourse. The Jasa Salana is a time of unity, spiritual reflection, and renewal.
Now for the full news.
President Julius Maada Bio has delivered a message of peace to hundreds of Muslims, stressing that Islam and the Ahmadiyya Muslim mission advocates for peace, highlighting its indispensable role in the nation's development. He addressed attendees at the commencement of the 59th Jasa Salana, a 3-day conference beginning today at the Ahmadiyya Muslim School compound in Bo. Let's take the highlight.
This important Muslim gathering has become a bastion for promoting spiritual growth, unity among members, and a platform for religious discourse. The Jasa Salana is a time of unity, spiritual reflection, and renewal. A moment when we strengthen our faith and dedication to the teachings of the Ahmadiyya mission. This is now one family where they gather every year. And they make with the come together. And they increase the bond among we. For may we let we have that love to other people. The sense of togetherness within our community and spiritual awakening experienced at this annual gathering are much needed in our nation. The kind orderliness where they are, the kind bond, the relationship where I see among them. I see people in the worker, then the mass person, they talk, because say they know master by we fool. If not that kind way they within a salon, alhamdulillah. If I don't go before. But not to say they Naisa just a salad no more can see this. Where you see you come on here? Where you see you mass one? This na APC na endo mass miso is slapping company. We get for stop that one day. Where we the council waiting that they teach we all the one they hold the talk. Ahmadiyya stand for may we date together peace. Development will they fight for they ever come if a peace not there. The religion of itself, Islam, now peace in me. So I don't know why we the practice we are Muslims, some of we, and then we quick from our heart one. Both inside the Bible and the Quran. Then 2 holy books, then the Constitution. They tell we say, revenge not to we own, now God we own.
President Julius Maada Bio has received the Commission of Inquiry report regarding the alleged gross misconduct of Paramount Chief Alimami Bakuri Yolan Komad III of Dansugoya Chiefdom in Tonkolili District. The report, presented by Minister of Local Government and Community Affairs, Tamba Lamina, was conducted by Justice Momoja Stevens. Salifu Cherno Kamara reports.
Presenting the report, Minister of Local Government and Community Affairs, Tamba Lamina, highlighted that the investigation stemmed from reported incidents of incitement and breaches of ethics on March 21, 2023. Allegations suggested that the paramount chief made inappropriate pronouncements via television and radio, violating Chieftaincy Code of Ethics and Service Standards. Lamina emphasized the imperative of chiefs to uphold social harmony and remain non-partisan. The minister disclosed that a meeting with Chief Almami Kuruma III on March 27, 2023, resulted in his acknowledgement of the allegations, expressing regret, seeking forgiveness, and committing to adhere to chieftaincy standards. Justice Momo Ja Stevens, the sole commissioner, revealed that hearings commenced on November 8, 2023, addressing accusations of the chief compromising his duties by politicizing his position. The chief admitted to the allegations, attributing his actions to discontent over not becoming a member of parliament for Tonkolili district. In concluding, Justice Stevens submitted confidential recommendations to President Bio, subject to his approval as per constitutional provisions. President Bio commended the commissioner, minister, and legal team for their diligent investigation. He emphasized adherence to procedural norms in ensuring a rule-based society. The president assured a thorough review of the report's recommendations, followed by necessary actions. Salifu Nakamara, AYV News.
First Lady of the Republic of Sierra Leone, Dr. Fatima Bio, has encouraged young people within the ECOWAS member states to take advantage of the summit on the theme, integrating young voices in governance to boost intergenerational justice in decision-making, organized by ECOWAS Female Parliamentarians Association. She says the hope is for an Africa with a youthful population that will be fit for purpose to enhance change in the continent. Samuel Tunis-Sawyer reports.
With the theme integrating young voices in governance to boost intergenerational justice in decision-making, Economic Community of West Africa Female Parliamentarian Association, ECOFEPA, an association of female MPs in West Africa, with the mandate to push for qualitative legislation on the empowerment of women and youths across the sub-region, have gathered young people across the region to engage them on the need to create a space for their integration into governance. During a keynote address, First Lady of the Republic of Sierra Leone, Dr. Fatima Bio, encourages youths to take up the political space.
Our youth situation is faced with neglect, limited consideration, and investment to harness the demographic dividends that even advanced countries are craving for. What we're aiming for is for our youthful population to be a population that is fit for purpose, and not drug addicts, not criminals, and not locked up in prison. We are hoping that our youth population will be true leaders of Africa, will be the true game changers of Africa.
Speaker of ECOWAS Parliament, Right Honorable Dr. Sidi Tunis, urges all in the region to forget lip service and take actions.
For decades, we have paid a lot of lip service to promoting diversity, equity, and inclusion across our social, political, and governance systems. As a result, we have not been able to achieve a lot within these contexts. It is therefore important that we now match our words with actions.
Her Excellency, the First Lady Dr. Fatima Bio, also encourages leaders across the region to adopt and act on the recommendation on illegal mining held in Freetown.
I therefore call on ECOWAS, Parliament, and all other relevant authorities to not just talk about this menace and threat, but to follow through with the recommendation made in Freetown from the ECOWAS Parliament deliberation, so that together West Africa can say enough is enough to the exploitation of our natural resources.
youth across the region seized the opportunity to award Speaker Tunis and other MPs for their outstanding support to the young generation. Also, the mantle of leadership for the ECOFEPA was handed to the new executive, which is led by a Sierra Leonean, Honorable Veronica Kadisise.
Know that you'll keep the flag flying and that you'll do better than we might ever have done. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I congratulate all of them and I wish them a wonderful tenure.
Day one of the summit ended with intense deliberations on the need to integrate the young into governance. Samuel Tonkolili, AYV News, Freetown.
Following the devastating death of 3 girls in Cambia district as a result of female genital mutilation, FGM, the Ministry of Gender and Children's Affairs, in a press release dated today, 9th February, has expressed grave concern over the incident and vowed to collaborate with law enforcement agencies to protect children from all forms of harm. The Minister of Information and Civic Education, Chinoba, says that the government and security forces are working to hold those responsible accountable for their actions. Our reporter Marian Amaria Bangura has the details.
The Ministry of Gender and Children's Affairs, in a press statement dated today, has acknowledged the death of 3 young girls in villages within Cambia and Potloko district as a result of female genital mutilation, emphasizing the urgent need to address the issue of FGM and ensure the safety and protection of children across Sierra Leone. The ministry has pledged its full commitment to support the law enforcement agencies in their efforts to bring justice to the victims and prevent further harm. The Minister of Information and Civic Education, Chinoba, also expressed deep sorrow over the tragic incident and said that the government and security forces are working together to hold those responsible accountable for their actions.
The government is aware of the reported deaths, unfortunate deaths, of 3 females, 3 girls, allegedly related to FGM and the rights of Bondo society. The government very concerned and moved by that news day, and President Bill don't show a strong commitment for protect girl, beginning and woman their rights in this country. In the last government, cabinet, they approved the draft child rights bill, the revised bill. And one of the provisions in that bill that particularly prohibits the practice of FGM on females who are below the age of 18. We believe that there will be a big step towards reforming this and preventing that kind of fear. I want to be clear, say, the circumstances of these deaths are being investigated by the authorities, and they are responsible will face the full force of the law.
It is also reported that President Julius Maada Bio has ordered the arrest in Bondo bush killing. In the report, it is stated that the Deputy Minister of Social Welfare had disclosed that President Julius Maada Bio has instructed the Internal Affairs Minister to arrest all those involved in the death of the girls in the Bondo Society bush in Cambia district. The death of these girls has inspired a collaborative effort to eliminate FGM and create a safer future for all girls in Sierra Leone. Marian Amaria Bangura, AYV News, Freetown.
Director of Communications at the Office of the National Security, Abdul Karim Will, has disclosed that the police and the Financial Intelligence Unit are working closely to bring to book perpetrators of the Super Advertis scam. Will notes that the current challenge in the investigation is identifying real depositors. The honest Director of Communications was given updates on the activities of rogue money doubling schemes, among others, at the AYV's Wake Up Salon show.
In recent weeks, a significant roar emerged surrounding a deceptive business scheme known as Super Advertis, causing widespread of distress and loss among Sierra Leoneans who fell victim to the scam. Few weeks down the line since the incident, the need to investigate and retrieve monies that were frozen has been a clarion call by many of whom are victims. However, providing updates on investigations done so far, the Director of Communications at the Office of the National Security, Abdulkarim Will, says
the Financial Intelligence Unit, the agency responsible for investigating these kinds of things, has gone a long way to ensuring that those funds are secured, investigations are carried out, the culprits are brought to book. And so collaboratively between them, the police, the intel agencies are working to ensure that, first of all, to identify who the perpetrators were, who the perpetrators are, who the victims are. The difficulty will now be, how do we now track who has deposited what into those accounts.
Providing recommendations for citizens to be alert and be mindful of scammers, Abdulkarim Will further encouraged citizens to establish the fact that scammers exist and can be visible at all times.
Anybody could do so, irrespective of what it is that the relationship between you and that person. They could be people that are resident abroad. They could do things that are unimaginable. But you have to develop some resilience and insulate yourself against their behaviors. Okay. Before I part with this pen, I have to be certain that I'm giving my pen onto the right person. So be nosy. Be very, very much particular about everything that happens around you. Because at the end of the day, the police will do their best to provide physical security, to provide intelligence, and keep you protected. But your security comes first from you as a person. The police will not be in the room, will not be in your phone where you are transacting or you are communicating with somebody that is resident abroad, that is asking.
Elizabeth Momo, AYV News, Freetown.
ActionAid Sierra Leone has launched its 5-year country strategic plan that will run from 2024 to 2028, with the theme Transformative Action for Inclusive, Resilient and Sustainable Communities. The plan, according to Executive Director Fode Bassi-Swere, will strongly position women and girls in driving transformation on the 3 priority areas of inclusive and empowering education to foster diverse opportunities, inclusive and participatory governance for sustainable development, and climate resilience and sustainable livelihood. Ronald J. Morovia has more on the story.
The 4th country strategy launched by ActionAid Sierra Leone, focusing on transformative action for inclusive, resilient and sustainable communities. Being in operation in Sierra Leone since 1988, ActionAid has gotten presence in all 16 districts of the country, promoting issues of accountability, governance, education and financial services. The 5-year strategic plan builds on gains of the previous strategies with the aim of strengthening the power in people to fight for a just transition in an environment of climate and economic uncertainties.
ActionAid Youth Strategy, Transformative Action for Inclusive, Resilient and Sustainable Communities 2024 to 2028 will focus on 3 priorities with more focused programming intervention around inclusive and empowering education, inclusive and participatory governance for sustainable development, and climate resilience and sustainable livelihoods. This is in response to the many lessons learned and emerging contextual issues in alignment with the government's medium-term national development plan, sustainable development goals, and our own collective global priorities. We will strongly position and drive this transformation with women and girls.
While commending the work of ActionAid in the country, Minister of Planning notes the strategic plan of ActionAid is in line with government's midterm national development plan.
This aligns seamlessly with our government's overarching goals and vision for sustainable economic development. As a ministry, we recognize the significant role of all NGOs.
Launching the strategy, Chief Minister Dr. Senge applauded the values of the plan, which he notes is in line with government values and aspiration of transformative actions.
The key words in this strategy are aligned with our values and principles: inclusive, resilient, sustainable. But the real value and where impact will come from is in the word action. Not just any action, but transformative action.
The 3 priorities and 6 focus areas indicate Action Excellence programming dimension in ensuring the achievement of a clear and measurable theory of change in the next 5 years. Ronald Jomorovia,